Isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. First of all, I would like to thank again the uh, organizers of this Project Leaders Summit, the second Project Leaders Summit, for inviting me for the second time to share with you some inputs, no, or topics on ISO quality assurance. Pero disclaimer lang po, hindi po ako sobrang eksperto, no, pagdating po sa ISO. Subalit, siguro ang pwede kong mai-share sa inyo ngayong hapon ay ang aking karanasan as the lead auditor of the ISO internal audit auditors of UP Manila. And nais ko pong humingi ng paumanhin dahil hindi po ako makakasama sa inyo physically ngayong araw na ito dahil sa meron po kaming ibang event, no, dito sa aming team building ng NTTC-HP. Okay? So sa araw na ito, I was tasked based on the invitation letter that was sent to me was to give you some inputs on how to foster a culture of quality in what we do in our own units, in our own offices, and as project leaders, no, doing our research, and to encourage you to ensure compliance, and of course at the same time to give you some inputs on how to be able to collaborate, no, among you as project leaders. So ito yung gusto nating or gusto kong maibahagi sa inyo ngayong hapon na ito. Now at this point, I would like to ask those who are from UP Manila and those who have undergone the ISO audit. I would like you to think about your experience or experiences of the previous ISO audits, both the internal and external audits of UP Manila. Did you enjoy the process? Nag-enjoy ba kayo? It was it something that you look forward to? No? Or have you encountered any challenges? Challenges like, hala, hindi pa ako tapos sa minutes of the meeting. Naku, yung attendance, nakalimutan ko. Or hindi pala tayo nakapagbigay ng client satisfaction survey. Yung mga ganong challenges, no? And how did you resolve these challenges? And siguro, the last question that I would like you to reflect on is, what benefits did we get as UP Manila, as an institution, or you as an individual, or as a part of your team or your organization? No? What benefits did we get? What benefits did you get from the ISO process? Okay, so I'll give you some moments of silence to reflect, or maybe to just go through these questions and ask them, no, sa inyong mga sarili. Nag-enjoy ba ako? Ano yung mga challenges na na-encounter ko? Saan ako naghagilap ng mga documents, ng mga evidence, ng mga proof, mga ganyan. At paano mo na-resolve yon, yung mga challenges na yon. And ngayon that we are preparing for our surveillance audit coming soon in a few days, no? Siguro magandang tignan natin or tignan ninyo yung what so far were the benefits that we get from the ISO process. Okay? Yan. So after answering those questions, no, let's try to define or to understand what quality assurance is. So first of all, ang sabi ay quality assurance is a process and a promise. Why is it a process? No? It is a process that helps business or businesses ensure its products, and of course in the case of schools, for example, such as UP Manila, and services. No? To be able to meet the quality standards set by the company or the industry. So it's a process to ensure qualities that we are compliant with quality standard. And at the same time, it's a promise. It's a promise to whom? It is a promise to our stakeholders, both the internal stakeholders and external stakeholders, that the company, or let's say UP Manila, delivers high quality products and services that provide a positive user experience. So again, when we say quality assurance, ito ay proseso, no, ng pagpapatupad ng mga standards upang sa ganon ay ma-respond natin or matugunan natin yung pangako natin sa ating mga stakeholders, both internal and external stakeholders, doon sa kalidad ng produkto or ng serbisyo na ibinibigay natin sa kanila na ano tawag dito, this satisfaction of the internal and external stakeholders, no, will lead to a positive user experience. Ibig sabihin, masaya yung ating mga stakeholders. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng quality assurance. Okay. Ngayon, once quality is certified, merong binibigay na written certificate sa isang organization. Kunyari, in UP Manila, by an independent organization after auditing and determining that it meets or the organization meets the specific standards. No? So, merong certificate or written certificate at sinong nag-i-issue no, ang nag-i-issue nun ay isang independent organization. Okay? At yung independent organization na yon, yun yung International Organization for Standardization or yung tinatawag natin na ISO. Okay? Internal Organization for Standardization. So, it is an international non-government organization made up of national standards bodies that develops and publishes a wide range of proprietary, industrial, and commercial standards. So ito ang ISO ay sabi dito it's an international non-government organization, no? Binubuo ito ng mga national standard bodies na sila yung nagde-develop at nagpa-publish ng iba't ibang mga quality standards. Okay. So, ang ISO international standards, sabi dito, no, these are internationally agreed upon by whom? By experts in related fields or in various fields, no? People, these standards or these organizations are composed of people, mga experts, no, who know what their industries need, individuals such as manufacturers, sellers, buyers, customers, trade associations, users, or regulators. So, if you are familiar sa mga nandito na nakikinig ngayon sa share ko, no, if you're familiar with ISO, sabi natin, di ba sa industry yan? And the answer is correct, no? Nagsimula siya sa mga industriya, sa mga manufacturing companies, yung mga ganyan, no? Pero nowadays, no, ito ay ginagamit na rin ng mga educational institutions to ensure that we are compliant with world or international standards. So in other words, si ISO is responsible for setting uniform standards across the globe. No? Kaya nga pag meron ka ng certificate, no, meron ka ng seal of excellence na nakalagay. Na I remember nung bago-bago pang ISO sa mga industry, pag bumibiyahe ako ng South Luzon Expressway, may mga billboards akong nakikita na ISO certified, yung ganyan. So, sila yung nakamit ng standards na tag ito sinet ng ISO. Now, bakit mahalaga in general, no? Bakit mahalaga ang ISO? No? Because it promotes efficiency kasi naaayos yung mga processes, no? Imbes na ang isang dokumento ay pinoprocess ng 5 araw, pwedeng pag maayos na yung proseso, pwedeng maging 2 araw or 3 araw lang yan, no? It also promotes productivity kasi maayos ang mga processes, so bumibilis ang mga bagay-bagay at mas nagiging productive din yung mga outputs natin at saka yung mga empleyado ng isang organization. And of course, there is an increased performance kasi malinaw nga yung proseso, malinaw yung mga step-by-step processes na ginagawa natin kapag meron tayong sinusunod. Okay? And of course, increases dahil may increase in performance, meron ding increase in profitability. Okay? And therefore, there is a higher visibility, no, ng ating organization or ng ating mga eskwelahan sa iba't iba pang mga organizations outside. So there is higher visibility and of course meron din tayong tinatawag na branding, 'di ba? Yung brand image. As I mentioned earlier in my example, no, dati-dati pag dumadaan ka sa South Luzon Expressway, may mga billboards doon nakalagay na ISO certified, no? So ibig sabihin, merong brand or merong image na pinopromote. Okay? And of course, dahil nga may branding ka or may good good image ka, it enhances or increases your reputation as an organization or as an institution. So these are just some of the many, no, nakahalagahan or importance ng ISO sa organizations in general. So now mag-focus naman tayo doon sa benefits ng ISO sa mga eskwelahan or sa mga educational institutions such as, of course, our institution, UP Manila. Okay? So number one siguro is yung clarity in process execution. Okay? Kasi nga, sabi ko kanina, in ISO, inaayos yung mga processes, lahat ng mga procedures, para sa ganon, mas mabilis, mas malinaw ang execution. So, clarity in process and execution. Number two, enhanced planning and at the same time, execution of the plans. No? Mamaya i-discuss ko yung kahalagahan ng client satisfaction survey. No? So, yung based on the results of the client satisfaction survey, or based on the result of the audit findings, gagawa tayo ngayon ng plano. I-execute yung plano na yon. Kaya nga mahalaga na tinatanong, what's your action plan for the audit findings? No? Yun yung basis natin ng planning and execution. And of course, in an educational institution such as UP Manila nga, mahalaga ang ISO kasi yun yung nagiging basis na kailangan palang i-train ng ating faculty, kailangan palang i-training ang ating staff. Kaya huwag kayong magtaka dun sa mga involved sa ISO sa kanilang mga units or sa kanilang mga departments, hinihingan tayo, 'di ba, ng training plan. No? Anong plano mo? Ano yung mga trainings na gusto mong attendan? Kailan mo to gagawin? Ano yung proof na nag-attend ka ng training na to or ng seminar na to? So may mga certificates. And that is to ensure quality, of course, of the people delivering the services. Okay? And of course, ano pang isang benefit ng ISO sa schools and educational institutions? Yung compliance natin sa mga legal or statutory or regulatory requirements. Kasi lahat yun chine-check ng mga auditors. Oh, itong permit niya sa paggamit ng software na ito, nag-expire na, yung mga ganyan, no? So lahat yun ay tinitingnan ng ISO. Kaya mahalaga, no, sa ating educational institutions. So aside from those that I've mentioned, number one, is coordination and feedback. Ito yung nabanggit ko kanina. Mahalaga ang feedback. So siguro yung iba dito, ano ba naman, bawat kibot mo or bawat activity mo, merong client satisfaction survey, no? Mahalaga po yun. Kasi nga, ito ang basihan natin kung yung ating mga stakeholders ay masaya dun sa serbisyo na binibigay natin sa kanila. Sila yung nagbibigay sa atin ng, ang tawag mo dito, ng tuna na ito okay ito, ipagpatuloy nyo yan, or ito kailangan yung baguhin. So pag nagplano tayo, binabalikan natin yung feedback ng ating mga stakeholders. Kaya kailangan na hindi lang yung, yan, QR code, sagutan mo yung mga tanong after a certain service. Pagkatapos nun, kinukulate natin lahat ng mga results ng client satisfaction survey. Kasi ito nga yung feedback na kailangan nating tingnan. Of course, dahil sa ISO, no, na-action na natin yung mga feedback nila. Therefore, it results to higher satisfaction ng ating mga stakeholders. Oy, maganda yan, no? Oy, certified ang quality niyan. Diyan tayo sa UP Manila. Parang ganyan. So, there's higher satisfaction levels among the stakeholders. And kung mataas ang level ng satisfaction ng stakeholders, natural, less complaints from the stakeholders. O di less stress, no? From our end. Kasi tayo yung nagbibigay ng serbisyo. Walang complaint, di go lang. Ibig sabihin, masaya yung ating mga customers. Okay? Or yeah, ang ating clients. And then another benefit is yung productive utilization of available resources. So, dahil nakaplano lahat, no? Sabi ng feedback ng stakeholders, itong activity na to, siguro kailangan i-review nyo kasi sayang yung resources, ginagastusan nyo ang isang training or whatever na hindi naman uma-attend yung mga tao, di ba? So, pag ganun yung feedback, alam na natin paano natin i-prioritize yung ating very limited resources. So, siguro ito mahalaga sa inyo po, no, as project leaders ng inyong mga research projects kasi kailangan ilaan natin yung very limited or very scarce resources natin sa priority activities ng ating buong proyekto. At magagawa lang natin yon kapag meron tayo, compliant tayo doon sa standards. Okay? So aside from hindi lang pala less complaints from stakeholders, kasama na especially yung less complaints from students, parents, ISO to schools or education, yung standardization of the school, the college, and even the university operations. Kasi ibig sabihin, in sync lahat, no? Kunyari, magbibigay ako ng example, no? Enrollment process, yun po yung close to my heart na example, no? Enrollment process, system-wide yan eh, buong UP Manila kunyari, or system-wide, ibig the whole UP system, pero meron tayong sariling siguro procedures and processes sa UP Manila ng enrollment. Pero pagdating dun sa kolehiyo, no? Meron din tayong may mga angking unique part of the whole process of enrollment. Mamaya i-discuss ko 'yon, no? From the OP or the operational procedure down to the work instruction. So, kapag malinaw yung processes natin, standardized na siya, no? Lesser ang tapon ng resources, paki-oras natin kasi malinaw yung processes. Okay? And another benefit is the development of a performance-based work culture in the organization. Ito yung isa sa mga task natin today na sana daw ma-encourage tayo to make quality as part of our culture, no? Siguro makwento ko lang po because I've been part of the ISO ng UP Manila from the first internal audit to the present. Nung una, ang karanasan ko, audit kami as internal auditors. Nung unang salang, parang yung mga tao, parang, ano ba to, nakakatakot, no? Tawag mo doon, ang dami-daming ginagawa, ang trabaho, lunod-lunod na kami, mga ganun, no? Pero nitong last na internal audit, one of the questions, no, that we asked our auditees was, what did you learn from the process? And ano yung appreciation ninyo sa buong proseso ng ISO, no? Nakakatuwa po because some of those, no, we have audited, ang sagot nila ay nag-e-enjoy na po kami kasi nagiging bahagi na ng aming kultura. Ibig sabihin, it's already, siguro hindi pa naman 100%, pero nagiging bahagi na siya ng ating sistema. No? Kunyari, oy, dati-dati siguro pag nagmi-meeting kayo, halfway na kayo sa meeting niyo, biglang may nagdo-document ba ng meeting natin? Only to find out, o nga, no, walang nagmi-minutes, no? Ngayon, automatic na, magmi-meeting na tayo, somebody should take the minutes of the meeting. O at form ang gagamitin natin? Yung prescribed ng ISO, di ba? Dati kasi kanya-kanyang format tayo ng minutes of the meeting. Ngayon, standardized na siya. No? And so therefore, nagiging bahagi na siya ng ating kultura, not only as a unit or not only as a college, but even as individuals. Alam na natin na bilang bahagi ng aking departamento, for example, I have to keep up to the quality culture. Okay? Hanggat sa ito ay nagiging bahagi na ng organization. And I would like to believe now that we're preparing for the surveillance audit on November 3, 4, 5, and 6, no? November 4, 5, and 6. Mahirap pa rin, pero nakakatuwang marinig dun yung iba na medyo hindi na mahirap or medyo mas madali na as compared to the first one. No? So, ibig sabihin talagang unti-unti nagiging bahagi na ng ating sistema. Kumbaga, the culture of excellence, unti-unti na siyang nananalaytay sa ating mga tubo. No? So those are the benefits of ISO to schools or educational institutions such as the UP Manila. Of course, dahil nga sabi natin there are no more complaints, no? Yung napaplano na natin based on the feedback of our stakeholders, and therefore may profitability, nag-increase ang profitability, ang ating performance, and therefore higher return of investment. Okay? And aside from that, yung sinabi ko kanina, the better reputation and brand image, no, in local, national, and international market. So, kunyari tayo sa UP Manila, meron na tayong kaunting na-build na reputation among the UP system, no? Kasi, for your information po, sa lahat ng mga UP system, tayong UP Manila lang po ang nag-undergo ng ISO. Ngayon, may mga ibang institutions, no? Even like for example, yung sa UP Mindanao yata yun, yung sa Diliman, no? Nagbe-benchmark na sa atin. Dahil tayo nga po yung nauna. So in other words, oo nga no, parang may na-build na tayo na reputation kahit papaano, no? Because of this ISO. So meron na tayong excellence kumbaga in terms of this area. Okay. So given that, no, ano ang quality assurance, ano ang ISO. So tayo sa UP Manila ay lakas ng loob, no, through the leadership of course of our top management, no, to decide to go through this ISO process. So, noong August 2021, nagkaroon tayo ng mock internal audit and that this was during the pandemic. Actually, even before this, meron ng efforts, no? Nagsimula na tayo. Kaya lang natigil dahil nga nag-pandemic. Pero hindi yun yung naging hadlang, no? Para ipagpatuloy natin yung ating ISO certification, no? Nagsimula tayo during the pandemic and then on April 2022, no, nag-undergo tayo ng first internal audit. No, online po ito kung natatandaan nyo. And for the information of those who are outside of UP Manila, eto po yung pinagdaanan namin. And so finally, nabigyan po tayo ng certification valid for 3 years from 17 November 2022 to 16 November 2025. Nakalagay dyan, subject to satisfactory results of annual surveillance audits. So, ibig sabihin, nabigyan tayo ng 2022, tapos after 2022, nag-internal audit ulit tayo, no, in preparation for the external audit that happened last year, 2023. So, ngayon, nag-undergo tayo noong April and May ng internal audit in preparation for the audit this coming November 4, 5, and 6. So hopefully, no, pagdasal po natin, ipag-pray po natin na tuloy-tuloy, no, yung ating certification. Okay. And then, ayan, ito pa, naging part pa, nagkaroon ng second internal audit, tapos yung per surveillance audit ng 23, ito yung nabanggit ko kanina, and then yun nga, yung second surveillance audit natin sa November 4, 5, and 6. Ngayon, ano yung scope, no, ng ating ISO audit? Una, yung provision of higher and advanced education, research, and extension. And so therefore, I believe this is very relevant talaga sa ating mga project leaders kasi bahagi ng scope, no, ng ating ISO ay ang pananaliksik or ang research, no? Ano yung mga reference standards and criteria natin? Yung standards ng ISO 9001:2015, of course, Philippine laws and regulations, and UP Manila's quality management system policy and requirements. Okay. Ngayon gusto kong ibahagi ito, no, en toto, sabi nila, no, ng ating UPM quality policy for the sake siguro doon sa mga outside of UP Manila, na yung mga collaborators natin outside of UP Manila. Sinasabi dito that we at the University of the Philippines, Manila, commit to promote world-class higher and advanced education, research and extension services in health, social and behavioral sciences, and the arts and humanities responsive to the needs of our stakeholders, the nation, and the world. So, ito po yung commitment natin, no, to the quality, how do you call this, efforts of the whole university. Then, to help achieve UP Manila's vision and mission, we shall implement an internationally recognized management system in our operations, processes, and services. So, through this, we shall, number one, comply with applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, the mandates of the university, and relevant needs and expectations of our students and other stakeholders, and the requisites of our quality management system. So we promise, no, and we embrace, no, the policy that we shall comply, no, with all these regulatory requirements. Number two, that we are committed to provide our students, employees, and other personnel support to grow and achieve their full potential in their respective fields with a strong sense of cultural and historical identity as well as a shared humanity. So, ang commitment natin is to support all the internal, no, stakeholders, students, employees, and other personnel in their growth. What else? To continuously conduct integrative and collaborative basic, applied, and clinical research, no, and development, clinical research and development in health sciences, contributing to the dissemination and application of knowledge and shaping national health policies. And next, spearhead in public service by providing various forms of community, public, and volunteer health services, as well as medical, scholarly, and technical assistance to the government, private sector, and civil society. And as the country's center of excellence in the health sciences, establish objectives aimed at continually improving the efficiency of our operations, processes, and services. And I think all of this, no, yung mga na-mention na nakastipulate sa ating UP Manila Quality Policy ay relevant sa ating role as researchers and project leaders. No? That are stipulated in our quality policy. And therefore, we shall make this policy an integral part of our day-to-day services to ensure that it continuously provides us overall directions in improving our overall performance and quality management system in our relentless efforts towards excellence. So, ito po yung ating commitment, no? To the UP Manila Quality Policy. Ngayon, ano kaya yung pwede nating makuha, no? At relevant sa ating ginagawa as project leaders. Siguro gusto kong i-focus doon sa Standard 4.4 QMS and its processes. No? But let us first define or understand the meaning of these three terms. Number one is a process, procedure, and work instruction. Okay? Ano ba yung process? Process identifies what needs to be done. Ano ba yung kailangang mangyari? Ang procedure is how the process needs to be done. So ito yung kailangang magawa. Ang procedure ay paano isasagawa. No, yung how the process needs to be done. And ang work instruction is how to carry out the procedure. So mas konkreto yung work instruction as compared to the procedure. Okay. Now, again, process, procedure, and work instruction. So dito sa diagram na ito, no, ang makikita natin yung relationship, no, mas malinaw, no, yung relationships ng tatlong ito, no, process, procedure, and work instruction emanating from the requirement of the ISO 9001. Okay? Ang sabi dito, to control the outcome of a quality management system, more increasingly detailed action levels are often created in the form of processes, procedures, and work instructions. So these are typically to help satisfy a requirement by the quality management standards such as ISO 9001:2015. So, yung halimbawa na sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, kunyari ay enrollment process. Lalo ngayon, hina-harmonize natin ang processes natin sa lahat ng mga UP system. So, may proseso. No? Tapos, from the process, no, gagawa ngayon ng procedure. No? Kunyari, ang UP Manila, meron tayong procedure. Pero pagdating sa units or sa colleges, kunyari sa enrollment system, kunyari sa amin sa NTT-CHP, meron kaming enrollment procedure. Sinusunod namin yon. Pero kasi kung paano to isagawa ng mas detalyado sa aming kolehiyo, kailangan naming gawan ng work instruction. Yon. So aligned po itong tatlong ito. So yung work instruction, ito yung mga pinaka-detailed, no, na steps kung paano isagawa ang isang proseso. So sabi dito, process is any activity or set of activities that use resources to transform inputs to outputs. Okay. So pag sinabing input, with what and how? With what? How do you call this? How do you achieve your output? No? Anong resources ang kailangan mo? Anong materials? Anong equipment? No? And how? Ano yung support processes na kakailanganin mo? Procedures and methods. No? And then, dun sa, para naman ma-achieve mo yung output, with whom? Of course, with your stakeholders. Anong competence ang kailangan nila? Anong skills and training ang kailangan nila para maisagawa nila yung proseso na yon? no? And then what results? Ano yung mga performance indicators na nagsasabi na na-achieve mo yung gusto mo or yung desired process mo, okay? So yun, so process, mas malawak siya. Now, this process, ano ang goal nito? Is to promote effectiveness and efficiency of all the activities that we are doing in our college, in our unit, or among you in your projects. No? Effectiveness and efficiency, yun yung goal natin. Okay, so from the process, now we go to the procedure. Procedure is a uniform method that outlines how to perform a specific task, no? And it contains the following elements. Number one, why the procedure is required. Merong goal. What is this for? Number two, what needs to be accomplished and how it will be executed. No? Ano yung kailangan mo mangyari? So, paano mo i-execute yan? Paano mo isasagawa? And who performs what action? Sino ang gagawa nito? Hindi pwedeng, iasa kung kanino dapat tukoy, no? Sino ang gagawa nito para yung tukoy na tao na yon or responsible na individual or office maging accountable kasi responsibility niya yon. Where the inputs come from and where the outputs go. No? Any locational requirements, meaning saan gagawin yung activity, saan ang venue, no? What are the criteria or requirements they must meet? Then, anong tools or information or other resources that you need that are required to be able to actualize a certain procedure, no? And then kasama din doon yung terminology, no? Definitions, explanations, mga acronyms, mga ganyan, kasama doon sa OP or tinatawag nating procedure. And then, yung pinaka-specific na nga is the work instruction. So, the work instruction describes how to perform a task within a specific procedure, which is more detailed portion of the whole procedures. So, ang kulit, no? Eto na nga, meron kang process. Aba, meron ka pang procedure. Meron ka pang work instruction. Ganon siya kakulit, no? Ganon siya kadetalye. So, dun sa iyong work instruction, kasama dun yung purpose, what is this work instruction for? Again, kasama yung definitions, no, mga acronyms na gagamitin mo, responsibility, who will do which, no, what are the requirements, and what are the tools and information. Okay? So again, as I said, I think these are the relevant things that as project leaders you should know, no, to be able to comply with the standards. Okay. So kanina nasabi ko na now that we are preparing for the surveillance audit, nag-undergo ulit nung April and May ng internal audit. Ano naman yung bakit kailangan ng internal audit? Kasi ang goal ng internal audit is number one, to determine the status of implementation and effectiveness of the management system. Effective ba yung management system? Lahat ba ng na-set na goals ay na-achieve ba? No? Number two, verify the consistency of implementation of the university's QMS against its documented policies and procedures. And third, to determine the university's readiness for the third-party certification audit this coming next week, and then to identify areas for further improvement. So yung culture of quality na sinasabi natin kanina is always improving. Hindi yung, okay na kami, tapos naman na ang tapos naman na ang audit, no? Siguro yung iba, by now, I don't know kung natanggap ninyo na yung itinerary, pero baka anytime during the day, no? Matanggap nyo na yung itinerary sa 4, 5, and 6. Tapos nakita nyo, ay, yay, hindi kami kasama sa external audit. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay para tumigil na kayo. Hindi lang kayo napili, hindi kayo randomly napili, pero ang commitment natin ay to foster the culture of quality in our units, in our department, in our colleges, and in the projects and researches that you do in your own context. So, yun yung culture of quality. So, balikan ko yung kaninang slide ko. So, my task for today is to be able to encourage you to foster a culture of quality. No? Continuous quality, continuous improvement. Yun ang mahalaga. So, sana from the experiences that I've shared with you, pag-conduct ng client satisfaction survey, pag-gawa ng minutes of the meeting, at kung ano-ano pang mga evidence, through those of quality. Remember, ang sinasabi sa tawag dito sa accreditation ay kung walang ebidensya, hindi nangyari. 'Di ba? So sana maging mindful tayo to always document our activities. Siguro dati 'pag nahihiya tayo na, "Ay ayokong i-post 'yan, o ayokong picturean 'yan kasi nakakahiya baka sabihin nila bragging." Hindi 'no, ngayon legit ang bragging rights 'no. So picturean natin yung activities natin, gawan natin ng write-up, gawan natin ng documentation. That is one way of ensuring quality. Number two, ensure compliance. So, we are always sana ngayon, mula ngayon, we're always mindful of, teka muna, no? Legit ba ito? Legal ba ito? Naaayon ba to sa constitution, sa batas, or sa policy, or sa procedure, yung ganon. So, we should always ensure compliance, no? I-follow natin yung nakalagay sa work instruction, i-follow natin yung nilagay sa ating mga procedure. And the third one is, sana through this very short sharing, no, na-encourage continue collaborating with the members of your team, no? Collaboration between and among you, the project leaders, and between the project leaders and with the members of their team. Okay? So with that, I would like to thank you, and I will join you online if ever you have questions or clarifications. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that I was able to do justice to the topic that was given to me this afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.